Thank you everyone for being here this afternoon. It's fantastic to be back at Resources Rising Stars, and particularly on the 20th anniversary. I'd like to say thanks to Reed Corporate for putting on such a fantastic event. So Astro Resources has undergone quite a transition in the last 6 months. We have a new structured board, well capitalised for exploration and all of our 3 key projects, and most importantly, a clear strategic direction, which is advancing critical minerals projects across the world. So, I'll start in Nevada, which has really been a recent shift for us. We've strategically staked claims around south central Nevada, looking for lithium-bearing clays. And Nevada is a hotspot for lithium exploration, and in fact contains North America's only current lithium operation, which is a brine operation. We have a maiden drill program underway at Polaris, and we've just shifted the rig over to Altair. And we've had some good results by intersecting claystone in the first few holes of that program, which I'll talk about in a minute. Governor Broome, it's a heavy mineral sands project. It's largely de-risked, 126 million tonnes of JORC resources at a good grade, high grade, 4.3% heavy mineral content. And inside that heavy mineral content is high value mineralogy, zircon and rutile, and actually a little bit of monazite, which is a rare earth mineral. We've just completed an infill drilling campaign at Governor Broome, and that's going to underpin a mineral resource update scheduled for around about July this year. And with subsequent mineralogical work, we're going to be putting out the first full scoping study for the project in Q1 of 2024. And rounding out the projects is the Georgina IOCG project. Georgina is located in a frontier exploration area called East Tennant, and it's located between the historic mining districts of Tennant Creek in Northern Territory and Mount Isa in northwest Queensland. Geoscience Australia concluded that this region was highly prospective for iron oxide copper gold deposits. They're very attractive deposits from an economic perspective, and so we've been exploring there since acquisition of that project from Greenvale in November last year. And what's more, that initial drilling has intersected low-level copper mineralisation and uranium mineralisation. Both of those are associated with IOCG deposits. And we've got an enterprise value of just under $12 million. So, and you may have heard this a few times already this conference, this is a real ground floor opportunity. We've got some excellent assets, good asset appreciation potential, both over the short and longer terms. So, we've got a strong board, including 2 directors, ex-directors of Pilbara Minerals, one of which, Tony Leibowitz, was one of the founders of Pilbara Minerals. And another change that's happened, a significant change for the company, is I've actually got an in-house technical team now that I head up, and that really helps us drive the technical elements to adding value to each of these projects. Every person you see there on the screen has tipped into Astro, and so we're invested, we have skin in the game, and we all want to see it succeed. A bit of a capital structure, 336 million shares on issue, $17 million market cap, and 5.4 million cash in the bank. Greenvale Energy is our largest shareholder as a result of a scrip transaction from selling the IOCG project late last year. So we made a strategic decision to go looking for lithium in clay deposits in Nevada, and that's for a few reasons. So lithium clay deposits are a relatively new class of lithium deposit. They're so new that none of them are actually in production yet, although the first one, Thacker Pass, is under construction. And you're probably familiar with pegmatite-hosted deposits here in Australia. These differ a bit. They're in soft rocks. They're typically flat-lying. They're thick. And the projects that have PFS or DFS level studies indicate they're typically low strip ratios and low ore processing costs. That corresponds to low OPEX and lower OPEX than most hard rock lithium projects. Look, the other reason it's good to operate in Nevada is there's substantial federal support for developing a lithium battery industry in the US. And that goes right from the mining through processing, battery manufacture and recycling. And in fact, the feds have tipped in $7 billion to see this happen in the US. And some of that funding, it's not just arm wavy, actually with ASX listed Ioneer, the federal government has lent them $700 million US to help get Royal Light Ridge up and running. And the Fraser Institute, you may have heard of, they do the resources jurisdiction rankings every year. 2022 ones came out last week, and Nevada pipped Western Australia for the top spot. It's an excellent jurisdiction to operate in, and that's just more evidence of such. So we got on the ground pretty quickly in Nevada. And in fact, the Resource Rising Stars, the summer series that were in late November and early December last year, I stood up and said, look, we're going to make a move into Nevada and we're going to look at staking some claims. So I'm very happy to say that it's 6 months later, we've staked 2 projects, and in fact, we're drilling at the moment. So it's a great achievement. It's good to deliver on those promises. So we've got 509 claims over the 2 projects, 42 kilometres squared, and it's really in the heart of lithium claystone country. In the image up here, 2 purple areas are existing mineral resources. The top one is American Lithium, and the one a bit further down is American Battery Company Corporation, I should say, American Battery Technology Corporation. 9.79 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent and 15.8 million tonnes of lithium carbonate equivalent. Now, you may not be familiar with that. That's the contained lithium expressed as a carbonate, but both of those deposits have more lithium in the ground than what Pilbara Minerals has as of its current mineral resource estimate. So make no mistake, these are big deposits. They are sleeping giants of lithium deposits. And it's a giant is exactly what we're after. So our maiden drilling campaign commenced in April, and we're looking to intersect the claystone undercover. That rig there is a small air core rig. It's just about the only rig available in the US to get at short notice. And whilst we've had some trouble pushing this little rig to drill to depth, we've been successful in intersecting the claystone in 3 out of the 4 holes. So the thickest we've intersected to date was 68 metres, but it's open, as you can see from the diagram there. It's open at depth, and our neighbours just to the north have intersected over 280 metres thickness of it. So we're confident it continues, and look, this provides proof of concept, and we can follow up with further drilling in the future and drill deeper. Now, Governor Broome, heavy mineral sands project located less than 100 k's from Busselton, southwest WA, 126 million tonnes of JORC resources and high value mineral content. There's great infrastructure at this project, 3-phase power running through there, sealed roads right to the project, and it's within 130 k's of 2 heavy minerals processing plants owned by Doral and Iluka. So we just completed a drilling program. It was aimed at upgrading these areas in yellow. They are inferred resources, upgrade them to indicated. We're looking to put a mineral resource update out in July and really start to realise the value in this project through a scoping study in the first quarter of next year. And some of the advanced work on the heavy mineral assemblage, Jack Track, which is what we call the eastern part of the deposit, at 96.5% valuable heavy minerals in the concentrate, so a very good grade. That includes 10.5% zircon. Zircon's sells for about 2,000 US a tonne on spot at the moment, and the remainder is valuable titanium minerals. The Governor Broome zircon product actually meets the premium specification for the ceramic sector, so that it will also achieve a price premium. As mentioned, we're looking to put that scoping study out early next year. So rounding out the stable is with the Georgina IOCG project. That's located between Mount Isa and Tennant Creek. Geoscience Australia, over the space of about 6 years, sunk 40 million into this area and determined that it was highly prospective iron oxide copper-gold deposits. These are very attractive deposits, and we've been on the ground doing exploration since that point in time. The total project area is over 4,500 and you can see by the other tenement holders in the region, it's a very sought after area to be in. So IOCGs, they're typically large, though not always, but they're always economically attractive. These deposits account for 35% of domestic copper production, so nothing to be sneezed at. In South Australia, there's some of the largest deposits in the world. Olympic Dam is the third largest copper deposit in the world. Prominent Hill, Carrapateena, both world-class deposits. And Ernest Henry in northwest Queensland, it's been mined open cut for 19 years, mined underground for 13 more, and it's still got 88 million tonnes in the ground of 1.34% copper. So, 1.28% copper. It's a very, very impressive deposits. Over at Tennant Creek, they have some smaller deposits, but the grade makes up for it. Tennant, Juno, over 455,000 tonnes went through the plant at Juno. That's 60 grams per tonne average grade. That's 60. That's $2.6 billion $2.6 billion worth of gold, and less than 500,000 tonnes went through that plant. So this is kind of the size of the prize that we're looking for over there. And the initial drilling that's been done, both by Astro and by the previous holder, Greenvale, who still own 20% of the project, I might add, intersected copper mineralisation associated with ironstones and uranium mineralisation. And the significance of that is there's uranium associated with a number of these deposits, including Ernest Henry, including Olympic Dam, of course, and Juno. So we're confident that we're in a IOCG system, and these results bear that out. So, why invest in Astro? Well, you've seen we've got a strong board, we've got money in the bank, and we've got excellent projects. We operate in top jurisdictions, Nevada, WA, and the NT. We're well capitalised for running exploration programs at all three projects and setting ourselves up for exploration success. The value of the company is underpinned by JORC Mineral Resources at Governor Broome, and as we've mentioned, we've just got going on the lithium exploration front in Nevada, so we've got plenty of technology metal upside. And this is our work program for the next 12 months. So drilling, assays, more drilling in Nevada. Our regional project generation work is also looking at staking a couple of new projects over there. Watch this space in the next few months. Georgina, got geophysical surveys, and we're following up with some drilling late in the year. And at Governor Broome, it's all about advancing through to that scoping study so we can realise the value in that asset. So bulk sample recovery test work, drill sample results, mineral resource update, and then scoping study. So I'd just like to say thank you. Like 15 minutes is not a huge amount of time to delve into these, and there's a lot of detail. But I'd love to talk to you more. Please come and see me at the booth. I'm near the coffee stand, turning right outside of here, and I'd love to talk to you more about why you should invest in Astro.
Thanks so much, Matt.
Thank you.